Hello learners, welcome to NIOS. Today we will see video part 5 of the third chapter, Modern World. Our topic is French Revolution. This is a very interesting topic and I hope you will enjoy watching this video. Dear learners, before we learn about the French Revolution, let us quickly revise what we had learnt in our previous videos. In our earlier video, we had learnt about the age of revolution in Europe and also about the main events that took place during that period. We also learned about the Glorious Revolution that took place in England and also learned about the American War of Independence. Do you know that France is located in which continent of the world? Can you guess? Correct. You are right. France is located in Europe. Okay. Tell me now, what is the name of this famous tower that is located in France? Do you know the name? Oh, you are right. This is Eiffel Tower. Learners, the French Revolution was not a single event, but it was a period between the year 1789 till 1799, during which many important social and political changes took place in France. The rule by the king was ended and a republic was formed. You know the meaning of republic? Republic is rule without hereditary monarch. Let us first learn the condition of French society when the French Revolution took place. In the 18th century, the French society was ruled by a king, and the society was divided into three classes. Do you know what were these three classes called? The three classes in France were the first class consisted of church. The second class consisted of officers who served the king. This second class people were very rich and lived a comfortable life. And the third class had common people like farmers, middle class people like teachers, businessmen, doctors, etc. People of this third class lived a very difficult life as they were comparatively poor than other two classes and had to pay heavy taxes. Learners, right now the picture you can see on the screen is of Louis XVI. He is the king of France. This king, Louis, was not popular in France and people disliked him. Can you think of a reason why? The main reason for this was that the king and his wife Marie Antoinette, his wife Marie Antoinette, led a luxurious life, and the money that was collected from common people was spent by them on their personal use. Because of this, the treasury of the country had become empty. To solve this problem, France's king Louis XVI called a meeting in the year 1789. In this meeting, members of all the three classes, that is, the first class was church, the second class people were officers who served the kings, and the third class was common people. People from all these classes participated in this meeting. During this meeting, the king told about his plan to introduce a new tax. The people from the third group, or you can say the common people, opposed the king's decision and asked him to order the people of the first and the second class to pay taxes. As according to the French law, only the third class had to pay the taxes, while the people of the first two classes were not required to pay any taxes. The people from the third class declared themselves as the National Assembly. National Assembly, what does it mean? National Assembly is an assembly of the people which are not of the any class. After some time, the king was removed and the third class people took all the decisions. Dear learners, in August 1789, the National Assembly ended the special facilities that were granted to the first and second class people, like non-payment of taxes and feudalism, to an end. The most important work of the National Assembly was preparing the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. This was a set of principles to guide all the peoples of the France. After some time, these principles were included in the Constitution of France in the year 1791. Let us now learn about the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. The first declaration is, right to freedom was given to every citizen of the country. The second declaration is, all men were equal before law and no one had special rights. The third declaration, right to get education and right to express one's opinion. The fourth declaration, slavery was banned and poor people were given help by the government. All these four declarations of the rights of man and citizen was a big contribution of the French Revolution, because ideas of equality, liberty, and fraternity became popular all over the world. Learners, do you know that during the Indian freedom struggle against British, the Indian freedom fighters were also inspired by these ideas of the French Revolution? Can you now recognize the picture that is showing on the screen right now? This is the picture of Napoleon Bonaparte. Who was a great military leader of France. Under him, France became a republic and he became its first emperor. Napoleon is known in history as the greatest military general who conquered most of Europe. However, later he was defeated and sent into exile, where he died. Learners, during the French Revolution, the old system of administration, government, society, and religion was changed. Monarchy ended and France became a republic. It is important to note that the Enlightenment thinkers and philosophers like Voltaire, Montesquieu, and Rousseau played important role in the spread of modern ideas like equality, liberty, and fraternity. Later, These principles became the main cause of the French Revolution. You just came to know about a new term, Enlightenment thinker. Have you seen this word before? The Age of Enlightenment was a movement that lasted between 17th till 18th century in Europe. During this movement, old religious views came to an end and the modern and liberal ideas were established. Enlightenment thinkers were writers, philosophers, and intellectuals who were liberal in their views, that opposed the exploitation of common people and believed in freedom and happiness of everyone. Learners, now that we have come to the end of this video, let us revise what we have learned in this video so far. First, we discussed about the French society during the year 18th century. Secondly, we discussed division of French society in 3 estates. The first one was church, the second was from officers of the king, and the third was common people. Next, we discussed about the formation of National Assembly in the year 1789 and the revolt against the King Louis XVI. Fourth, we discussed about the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen by the National Assembly. Fifth, we studied about Napoleon Bonaparte and his contribution to France. After that, on 6th point, we learnt about Enlightenment thinkers like Voltaire, Montesquieu, and Rousseau. That's all for today. See you soon. If you have any query and you want an answer, you can email us at signlanguage@nios.ac.in. You can also visit our website www.nios.ac.in. Thank you.
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो। मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना जीवन स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने, स्वयं बने, हम
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान मानव संसाधन विकास मंत्रालय भारत सरकार का एक स्वायत्त संगठन है। 67वां गणतंत्र दिवस NIOS के लिए विशेष आयोजन का साक्षी रहा। यह आयोजन था एक सामाजिक सद्भावना के संकेत के रूप में। माननीय मानव संसाधन विकास मंत्री श्रीमती स्मृति जुबीन ईरानी ने दिव्यांगों को आमंत्रित किया गणतंत्र दिवस 26 जनवरी 2016 के परेड में सम्मिलित होने के लिए और इसके अवलोकन के लिए।
मेरा NIOS से विशेष निवेदन है, 26 जनवरी को NIOS के सौजन्य से ये स्पेशल विद्यार्थी विशेष रूप से दिल्ली आए और गणतंत्र दिवस की परेड में शामिल हों, उस परेड को स्वयं देखें। दिल्ली आएंगे? आना होगा ना सबका?
इन दिव्यांग शिक्षार्थियों के लिए दिल्ली में अशोक रोड स्थित YWCA में ठहरने का विशेष प्रबंध किया गया। NIOS द्वारा इन दिव्यांग शिक्षार्थियों को राजघाट दिल्ली, NIOS मुख्यालय और आगरा भ्रमण के विशेष प्रबंध भी किए गए। NIOS द्वारा इन दिव्यांगों के लिए राजपथ के 20 नंबर अहाते में परेड देखने के विशेष प्रबंध भी किए गए।
का इलाज शायद सिर्फ हमारे पास। NIOS NIOS।
पढ़ना लिखना सीखो वो मेहनत करने वालों, पढ़ना लिखना सीखो वो भूख से मरने वालों।
दूर दराज क्षेत्रों से आए इन दिव्यांग शिक्षार्थियों के चेहरों की रौनक और आंखों की चमक से खुशी और सौहार्द साफ सी झलकती दिख रही है।
NIOS के थ्रू हम लोगों को ये मौका मिला है कि हम लोग आगरा और दिल्ली की सैर कर सकें। इस एक्सपीरियंस से हमारे बच्चे बहुत ही एक्साइटेड और खुश हैं और हमारी पूरी टीम मेंबर, हमारे प्रिंसिपल सर, सभी को ये मौका बहुत अच्छा लगा है और वो लोग सब खुश हैं।
अच्छा, एक बात बताइए, हमने किसी ने सुना कि आप मोदी जी से बहुत पास से मिले क्या? पहली बार मोदी ऐसे कर रहे थे? कितने पास थे? दूर थे? पास थे? ये ऐसे हैं? आपको बोला आंखों में देखा क्या? आंखों में देखा क्या? आंखों में देखा।
ये इंटरनेशनल टेबल टेनिस खिलाड़ी है। इन्होंने जहाँ गई है वो इंडोनेशिया गई है, जापान से खेल के आई है और इंडिया में कई एक जगह पे खेली है। तो वो अपना सारा एक्सपीरियंस ये साइन लैंग्वेज के द्वारा बताई है कि हम हर जगह पे जा रहे हैं और खेल रहे हैं। मैं बहुत खुश हूँ।
तो यहाँ आने के बाद लगता है कुछ और अलग ज़िंदगी मिल गया।
हमारे पेरेंट्स भी नहीं सोच सकते थे कि हमको ऐसा कुछ मिलने वाला है यहाँ, इसलिए मैं NIOS की बहुत ज़्यादा शुक्रगुजार हूँ और मैं इनसे हमारी एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि वो हमें और ऊंचा तक ले जाएं और जहाँ तक हमसे होगा मेहनत करना, हम मेहनत करने में से पीछे नहीं हटेंगे।
हमें दिल्ली आने में बहुत अच्छा लगा।
पाहो लाला थतुल मोहला चेना निकनो हलक ऐ टुक टुक चे।
We saw the Republic Day parade and the fighter planes and Assam and all the jhakias, and it was superb, it was brilliant. Prime Minister we met, we saw him, we shook hands with him. Now the third day, NIOS chairman office we have visited and we have met the chairman. And how do you feel? It was all good, right? Yeah, all of them are very thankful to NIOS for all the support that they do. Thank you.
NIOS के लिए ये सौभाग्य की बात है कि इतने सारे बच्चे जो दिव्यांग हैं वो यहाँ आए और इसकी शोभा बढ़ाए। कई बच्चों ने ये कहा कि उनके लिए ये सौभाग्य का अवसर था, लेकिन मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि NIOS के लिए ये सौभाग्य का अवसर था कि ये बच्चे समय निकाल पाए, इतनी कठिनाइयों के बावजूद यहाँ आए और इतने प्रसन्न हैं कि अपनी संस्था में वो आए हैं।
NIOS प्रतिबद्ध है समाज के दिव्यांगों के प्रति गुणवत्ता परक शिक्षा प्रदान करने की दिशा में।